Welcome to Sam Outside. I'm Sam, and I'm outside answering the question, why forest bathe? So for me, forest bathing holds the same weight and commitment and discipline as, trying to adhere to a healthy diet, trying to get, the recommended amount of sleep, and trying to exercise, right? So I'm pretty good about the commitment I have taking the dog for a walk, which, would complement one aspect of exercise after a good night's sleep. And I try and do it, as within a couple of minutes of eating, just help digestion and metabolism. But for me, forest bathing covers all other aspects, complements, puts together all those other aspects of my physical, mental, and emotional well-being. And for me, forest bathing is something someone does by themselves, right? It's something that you do. It's part of filling your nature prescription. Forest therapy, as a guide, forest therapy differs when I'm invited to explain the difference, because it's something people do together. Now I've led forest therapy sessions, so it's a guide, guiding one, but usually more people on a series of invitations to make connections with themselves in nature, but with others in nature. And that's part of a nature prescription. So the idea is, through a series of mindfulness and sensory activities, making connections in a mixed forest, hopefully near water, engaging in smells, sounds, textures, play on light, access to water, and other living things. And in an effort to spend as much time as possible exposed to phytoncides. So the guide holds the vessel for expectations and timing and safety and curriculum, all those other things, so that the participant in a forest therapy can be more deeply immersed, which deepens the connection and, all those other aspects of what it is to be responsible for for the experience is taken on by someone else. In forest bathing, you are the sole practitioner, and you've got to have some sense of what you're doing and why you're doing it, how you're doing it, and all those other things. So you still hold the vessel for the pace, for the intention, for safety, and all those other things. So the difference between, going out participating in forest bathing and, what it looks like I'm doing, taking the dog walk, is the intention. All right. And that intention might switch different aspects of what I do while I'm outside engaging in nature. Forest therapy invites opportunities to slow down and just use all your senses so that you are aware and mindful and present, making connections with other living things, expressing gratitude. So physically, there is that act of moving through the forest. So although the pace isn't there, and the intention, whether it's a forest bathing experience or a guided forest therapy walk, it's not about the distance. In fact, less than a kilometer sometimes, but it's the time. It's a couple hours, right? Now, can we receive the benefits of spending time outdoors in nature in 20 minutes? Absolutely, right? That's the low benchmark. But to get a full guided forest therapy experience, 2 to 3 hours. Could be more, but at least that much time. Forest bathing, yeah, you can have a introductory experience in a half hour, but hey, give yourself as much time as it requires. So forest bathing as a practice, move through nature. So you're walking, right? So walking in of itself, strengthening aspects of my legs and joints and my core and working my posture, and actually improving my heart health, that muscle, and my lungs, circulatory system, the ability to open up blood vessels and help move internal processes more efficiently. And beyond the regular act of walking, the act of maybe moving off trail so I can be more curious, be more mindful, if that's the intention, to be guided by maybe it's textures, maybe it's colors, maybe it's contrasts of light and dark places, depending on the theme. So physically, I'm moving. So that's one benefit by committing to the practice. The other benefit is exposure to phytoncides. So this is where the science and the healing comes in. The phytoncides are the volatile chemicals, antimicrobial in nature. They're part of the tree's own defense system, and they're released on the air. So in a mixed forest, the best healing comes from the coniferous trees. Those essential oils, those phytoncides, a little bit heavier on the air. We're breathing them in, falling on our skin. The same way that I would make the connection to sunlight, all right? So yeah, they're connecting with our body's own immune system, and that's where the immune boosting comes in. So again, another physical benefit of forest bathing. Now, mentally, being mindful and present and aware with intention out in nature is going to reduce cortisol. It is going to increase endorphins. The fact that I'm breathing in fresh air and getting some natural daylight, so I'm increasing my serotonin. All right, I'm doing something that feels good, right? And the fact that I'm out here enjoying this time with my dog, all right, you have the capacity to increase dopamine, oxytocin. So you're getting those other happy chemicals and reducing the stress hormone. So cortisol is necessary in short term when it's needed as a survival mechanism. But if it's chronic, then yeah, that amount of cortisol is not healthy. It just wreaks havoc on our digestion, and it rewires neural pathways. Doesn't do well with our sleep. So spending this time in nature reducing cortisol does improve sleep, not just the quality, but the duration. So we're going to get longer, better sleep, which actually helps healing. So another physical benefit there. And as far as the mental aspects, not only is nature more calming, but this allows us to be a little more creative. Spending time in nature, exercising some intention around things we're noticing, things we're smelling, things we're hearing, the contrasts, play, color, all these things boost creativity, improve focus. Studies show that it also affects our memory. So those are all mental benefits of practicing forest bathing. Now, when we get about the emotional benefits, when we start playing with our hormones, reducing cortisol and increasing our endorphin or serotonins by spending time outdoors, spending time in nature, but the added intention of doing it with aspects of forest bathing greatly helps us manage anxiety and depression and grief, trauma, and the emotional state after that 2 hours is enough to carry us through in terms of what it does to our physical health. Will help carry us through not only the rest of that day, but the rest of the days to come. Part of that's due to the improved sleep and creativity and focus. But what it does with our cortisol level and what it does to access to phytoncides is going to regulate our mood for more than just that time spent doing it. Those after effects last throughout the rest of that day and then thereafter. So, the healthy diet, that for for most is all day, every day. Sleep, yeah, we want to make that a pattern, but sometimes things come up and we might lose a night here or there. We might oversleep some nights, might undersleep other nights. The quality of our sleep, despite the hours spent in bed, might not be the same. So yeah, it's a goal, but it's not as easy to commit to. Exercise, you always need a rest day, but the intensity and the benefits of each individual workout can vary if you even have an exercise routine, as far as like weight training, strength training, right? So for me, taking walks in nature and practicing forest bathing is on the same level as a commitment to conscious efforts around my diet and my sleep and my exercise, whether it's walking or working with weights. It's got that level of importance because of the benefits and gains to my physical, mental, and emotional well-being. And for those who are in my circle, for those who are in my life, have noticed the difference, are noticing the difference, and it goes a long way. So it's just one more thing that I do, and I want to keep doing, and I want to share, because I don't think people fully understand the concept and its value and its weight, but how easy it really is. So breathe, do some breath work, box breathing, smell, listen, birds, wind, water, right? Notice, right? Notice the play of, right, of light and shadow. Notice textures, feel textures, right? Feel the coolness, the dryness of the earth, the moss, and the tree bark. Sensations. Touch other living things, right? With kindness and appreciation. Express gratitude, right? Don't focus on the things you don't have. Focus on the things you do, right? Don't worry about what hasn't happened yet. It's going to happen whether you stress about it or not. If it happened in the past, you're not capable or ready to learn from it, don't let it consume you. Don't let it change your current state. So, forest therapy requires someone to hold the vessel and be a guide. Forest bathing is something that you are in control of, and you have all the capacity for what, how, when, how often, and the intensity with which you do it. Much like how you would manage your own diet, your own sleep, your own exercise, your own life. So if you've got a natural wooded area near you, start with 20 minutes. Go through your senses, express some gratitude, just breathe, be present. Try and connect with yourself while in nature. That's really at the core forest bathing. I learned a lot about the practice by learning to guide forest therapy as a practice, but that required a lot of reading. Just to take the course, before the course even started, there was a recommended book list. And of course, there's hours of videos. There's a lot of articles, a lot of research, articles in your local paper, articles online. Studies are being done every day, all around the world, about the benefits of spending time amongst trees in nature, whether it's forest bathing, mindfulness, right? Equine therapy, horticultural therapy, art therapy. Do it outside. For me, walking amongst the trees, that's my therapy. I know I'm lucky because I do it for a living, and I do it every day. I work in nature every day, forest bathing as much as I can, guiding forest therapy walks as much as I can. I wish I could do more, but it'll change your life. So find a forested area near you, spend 20 minutes intentionally doing some sensory work, making connections. That's how it starts. Make it a habit. So do it once, be persistent, commit to trying it, and then the more you do it, that consistency will help you keep it, and then the gratitude will help you be able to share what you've learned and how you've healed. So, not a bad arrow to add to your quiver. All right. Hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. I'm going to go take a look at the lake. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.